Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Zodiac Bandit, and I still have a problem with Chetney. I do not like his strength score. 17 doesn't match a rogue at all. I've seen some people say there are strength builds for rogues. What purpose does it serve? They are utility based, mainly built around dex abilities, and Chetney is primarily using those. He's been stealthing around. Granted, he has an advantage because he goes invisible, but I still don't see the reason for him to have this strength stat. We haven't seen combat yet, so maybe he has some sort of combat reason. However, someone has brought to my attention a certain theory that could explain his strength stat, and I actually really like it. So the theory goes that he could already be some sort of lycanthrope, and I really like this. I really do. I think it's great. I think it works really well. He could be virtually anything with the exception of werebear, and we'll get into why. First, we're going to start with the one that I think it actually is, and that's WereTiger. A WereTiger gains the strength stat of 17 or unless it's already higher. But it's 17, which means that's a possibility. Of course, that puts wereboar, werewolf, and wererat in that same category because if his strength score was already a 17, the wererat and the werewolf wouldn't affect it that much. But if it wasn't, WereTiger and wereboar boost that up to 17. I really like this, and it opens a million doors and possibilities, and it might give him a reason as to why he was late joining the campaign, which is something that I wanted, for a reason for him not to be there right away and have Bertrand instead. Because up to this point, I don't feel like there is a reason yet. So, what does this Chetney do for him? Well, it gives him a faster speed, the speed of whatever the lycanthropy is, gives them their damage immunities, their traits, and their actions, but he gets to keep his overall stats, minus whatever the boosted stat was from that lycanthropy affecting him. So, that's pretty good. That's actually rather crazy. And maybe it could tie into him meeting Gurge. Maybe he was already aware, whatever he's going to be, before he met Gurge, and that might have been one of the many reasons he got pushed out, because he was a were creature. Or maybe Gurge is also a WereTiger. We know he's already a were creature. I was under the assumption bear, but if this theory has to work, it has to give Chetney a 17, or he had to have that already, and couldn't have been boosted up to that 19 for werebear. A WereTiger still fits with this whole direwolf thing. You could easily just be like, it's a furried creature, whatever. Same with werewolf if you really wanted to. I don't think too many people are going to confuse a wererat and a wereboar with a direwolf. But tiger, bear maybe, but again, the strength stat's not there for bear. So, I think the most likely too is that he's a werewolf, and if he is a werewolf, he already had a strength stat of 17 to help affect his abilities for inside the werewolf form, or he was given that 17 when he became a WereTiger. I like WereTiger a lot. I think tiny Chetney tiger works really well, and like I said, the fan art is really good. I also heard a bunch of people say didn't hear it, I read it on my videos in my comments, werebat and werebadger. That's interesting to me as well, but that would be stuff Matt has to create or find somewhere else. But I also think that instead of necessarily giving Chetney access to this stuff, because a lot of this is really strong, they're going to do something of their own make and, not necessarily give him all of these abilities at once. And maybe Chetney has to earn these powers and abilities, because damage immunities, that's just, I'm not, passing that up. That's just insane. Granted, it is only immunities from non-silvered weapons, but that's still really nuts and really good for Chetney. Especially if he's going to be, rushing up more as a rogue would get in combat and being at an advantage position. So, unless he's fighting at range, which Chetney has a chisel, so he's not. So, him having these damage immunities would be hugely beneficial for him. He would also get multi-attack, which I don't know if that serves terribly well. And I don't know if you would say claw is a finesse weapon. So maybe sneak attack wouldn't work with it. But I still like this idea a lot. And I hope you do too, because I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to get a bomb dropped on us in the first couple of minutes of episode 11. And I think it's going to be nuts. Tell me what you think of this theory. I'm not the only person who's thought of it, nor am I the person who suggested WereTiger. I'm going to put that comment in the video here, or maybe even before. But yeah, I really like this theory, really like this idea. Tell me what you think of the idea. And if you have a better idea about what he could be, tell me what creatures you think he could be. Because if Werebat and Werebadger are options that they can come up with, I'd like to hear what else you think.